From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Miami Dolphins. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And when I watch him play, all I think about is the word improvement. Every season in the league, he finds a way to get better and has become just as dynamic with his arm as he has with his legs. 41 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions in 2024. His big goal now, getting his team to a Super Bowl. Plenty of success during the regular season. Now they want to win at playoff time.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
This guy's proven himself to be one of the best in the NFL. He brings an added dimension to their offense with his ability to read defenses and know when he's able to pull it down and take off and go.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. This rushing attack sure looks pretty effective here on this opening drive.
Yeah, they're finding gaps with very little problem right now. If this is going to consistently be this way throughout the game, there's going to be some adjustments made on the defensive side of the ball.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
13 more yards.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all this stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them. That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
To throw is Jackson. There's Flowers. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Ravens will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
His kick is
Point after,
good.
right down the middle.
Makes the score.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
Dolphins nothing.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And in recent seasons, he's really elevated his game and become one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL when he's out there leading his squad. He completed over 72% of his passes last season, which led the league, and he's looking to be even better in this season.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 21 yards. And the
Good
Dolphins
job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on their perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
Tua sets up to pass it. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his leg.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua fighting his old Alabama teammate Jalen Waddle. And the Dolphins respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Derrick Henry. It's a gain of 11. And a Baltimore.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. 7-7, our score after one. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Jackson options out left. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips able to run it down for a loss of a yard.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 47 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Luke now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
At the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. In motion is Washington. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he'll have the Dolphins first down as the tackle made at about the 38.
5-yard gain on the play.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Mike Green. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
10-yard loss.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Tua. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts.
Third down.
It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He'll try and do this himself. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A gain of 13 on the play. It's 4th down. Jake Bailey in
So on 4th
formation
down,
for the
here's Jake
Dolphins.
Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 22-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 11.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Second down.
And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Jackson from the shotgun. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they will begin in field goal range already as they search for a potential score. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 20.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
2nd and 7 from the 20. Looking to pass. Tua. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. On play action, here's Tua. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now Tua. Now he's going to stop. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Patterson now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start with the option. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Scott Hansen back with you in the studios in Orlando. We've got a close one, as we expected. No quarter given on either side. We are all tied up at the break. This one could go either way, so let's find out as they're ready for the third quarter kickoff. Send it back out to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
On first down, back to Achane. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Play action. Now it's Tua. Credit that sack to Travis Jones.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And a nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll start with a give to Henry. That one is blown up by Jordan Brooks, the linebacker.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And Bateman, he'll go in motion right here. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Now it's Jackson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. A 1st down carry for Henry. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry, 55 yards. And the Ravens have broken the tie.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
On his loop for the extra point.
The kick is good.
It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Dolphins 14.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. Well, now how about this return? And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play. Multiple plays that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Washington in motion left. Now Tua just going to back this forward on the end around. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
The tackle by Trenton Simpson.
And defensively, they had an extra defensive back on the field, their nickel package, and it made a difference. All the receivers were blanketed, so he tried to run for it, but he came up just a bit short.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll go. Achane. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. 4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. A give left side. Here's Achane. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Achane will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Extra point try now for Patterson. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth.
21 apiece.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Play action. Now Jackson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, they certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
Off the option, here's Henry. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
Off the option, here's Henry. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
A pivot and a give to Henry. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
A loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Now Jackson. And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete. Defensively, mission accomplished, and now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble. But theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Dolphin football. Here's 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. 3rd and 3. Here's Tua. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he is going to have the Dolphins. It's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
From here on, any score could be the winning one, and he is certainly aware of that. Look at the way he locked in on that marker and made a mad scramble to get to it for the first down.
Tua. He's got it complete to Waddle.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Boy, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Now Tua. He'll try to pick it up himself. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
That's good for a Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Every eye in the stadium locked in on Riley Patterson.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And he got it. He splits the uprights from 50 yards out. And it'll be a good time in South Beach tonight. The Dolphins have won the game. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in